Wrasse, filmed at a very high frame rate. It's gone under the sand, and it's not the only animal with this strategy. A feather duster worm, also gone. And these are sand divers, small schooling fishes. How do they react when a diver comes too close? They disappear under the sand. What other strategy is there? If you're in the sand, if there are no corals, if there are no structures around to hide, well, you can be very camouflaged, like this scorpionfish, looking like a large pebble. Very unfish shaped. You can only see it breathing. This is also a venomous fish. Excuse me. A very similar strategy is used by this frogfish, which looks like a rock covered in encrusting algae. This is a very different fish, not very closely related to the scorpionfish we saw before. Nevertheless, and here there's a close-up of the mouth of this fish, the behavioral strategy they found is very similar. They're hiding in plain sight, looking like a part of the landscape and waiting for the prey to swim by. Is this a particularly pretty fish or a particularly ugly fish? You're the judge. Now, who is this gentleman? It is a goby. What kind of shiny surface is it sitting on? Well, it is a bottle. Is this an artificial reef? Or is this a piece of trash? Well, somebody threw it into the ocean. I think it doesn't really matter what the intention of the person was. It's trash. Now, this goby has nevertheless found a very good home on this bottle, and it's probably going to spend most of the rest of its life on this micro artificial reef. Now, very close to these sandy areas, which I showed you before, are these green turtles. This is the kind of thing this is the kind of encounter you get used to when you're scuba diving in Dauin. Nevertheless, this is fantastic, really, to see these large marine reptiles almost every week. What a pleasure. Look underneath. There is a fish, which is a type of remora, a shark sucker, which hitches a ride with the turtle. And here, this one just dropped something. I'm kind of bummed out that I missed videoing the exact moment. And what did it drop? Well, a large piece of turtle poop, and unsurprisingly, it looks like this turtle had been eating a lot of seagrass. So let's test the consistency. Well, medium consistency. In the same area, much smaller. This is the so-called Shaun the Sheep sea slug. A sarcoglosson, not a nudibranch, and there's some piece of plankton falling onto it. There are two more very interesting small gastropods, shelled gastropods. Velixium, I believe, is the genus, and these are laying eggs on the same algae on which Shaun the Sheep usually sits. So these small pieces of seaweed here in the sand turn into major magnets for sea slugs, snails, gobies sometimes too. Yeah, and here there's even a baby cradle for these. So more footage of Shaun the Sheep. I'm linking to a blog post which I wrote about this animal. So this is a so-called chloroplast stealing slug. So it's a kleptoplast is the scientific name. This takes up parts of the cells of the algae which do photosynthesis, and it keeps using them for photosynthesis in its own animal body. Fascinating. an eel, and again we have this strategy of digging into the sand. If you come too close, this fish will completely disappear. Similar with this mantis shrimp. So this is also a predator which sits there, which is looking for small animals to come by to grab them. Very odd. This is a very actively looking around type of animal, but nevertheless it spends a lot of its time just not moving into these burrows in the sand. Another marine life magnet in the muck, in the sand, are these beautiful tube anemones, and on them and around them there's so much going on usually. So look here, there is a small fish drifting from the right side to the left side, and this is a cardinal fish. The cardinal fish are generally very common in the sandy, in these muck diving sites, and this one has the shakes. So there's a very odd behavior strategy going on here. I'm not sure why exactly that is. So there was a moderate amount of current that day, and I'm not sure if that is just the only way such a small fish can remain stationary in this current. So I hope you enjoyed more muck diving footage, and check back soon and support the channel, ask questions, share these videos on your own social media if you can, and see you soon.